Solar cell. Solar cell is nothing but, as name says, it converts the solar energy into electrical energy. That is the principle of the particular solar cell. Now we see the constructional detail of this particular solar cell. The construction detail, as you can see, it is also made up of a p-n junction. So this is a p region and a n region. So in a p region, the majority charge carriers are holes, and in n region, majority charge carriers are electrons, the minority charge carriers are holes, and in a p region, minority charge carriers are electrons. As name says, solar cell. So here the light energy plays an important role. So when light intensity, the light energy falls on a particular solar p-n junction, what happens? Electron holes pair will be generated in the particular junction. So when we combine a p-type material as well as a n-type material, there will be a formation of a junction, that we know. So that is nothing but a positive as well as a negative ions are created in a particular junction. So when we incident the light energy of energy, that is h mu, so what happens? Electron hole pair will be generated in the particular junction. So before that, because of this positive as well as a negative ion, we know that electric field will be created, that is a barrier potential will be generated in this particular depletion region. So the direction is from positive to negative, that is given over here, that is the electric field. So when a light energy falls on a particular p and n junction, what happens? Electron hole pairs will be generated in the particular junction. So now electron hole pairs as they generated in the particular junction, because of this electrical field, what will happen? So electrons will swept back to the n region and the holes will swept back again back to the n region. So what happens? Because of this electric field, the electron hole pair which is generated by supplying the solar energy on a particular p and n junction, electron hole pairs will be generated. The generated electron hole pair which are under the influence of this electric field, that is a barrier potential, they again swept back to the respective region, that is n region. Electron go back to the n region and hole will go back to the p region. So now because of this process, what will happen? The electron which is present earlier in the n region, because of this process, the electron concentration will increase in the n region as well as hole concentration will increase in the p region. Why? Because the electrons and holes will swept back to their original region. Because of that, the concentration will increase. The carrier concentration will increase in the respective region. So as the concentration of electron and hole pairs will increase, what they will do? The electron will starts to, if we connect an external load, that is if we connect this particular junction to external load, what will happen? The electron will start to flow in this way, will start to flow and then go to the positive region. Similarly, the hole will also come over here and they will go back to the n region. So this moment, so now you can see here the electrons are moving in this way. So if this is the electron current is like this. The conventional current will be exactly opposite to that of a electron current, that is in this way. So because of the higher concentration of electron, what they will do, if we connect an external load to the particular p and n junction, the electron will starts to flow through this external load and go back to the p region. So now electron movement is in this way. The whole concentration, whole moment will be exactly opposite to that of electron movement. So if this is the electron movement, we know conventional current as well as electron current is exactly opposite to each other. But in a textbook, wherever they mention the direction of a current, that means that is a conventional current, not a electron current. If this is the electron current, then conventional current will flow in this way. So as a concentration increases in the negative region as well as the positive region, automatically the field get generated. So that's why minus sign over here and plus sign over here. So what we can say, this PN junction is delivering power to the external load. It is not taking power, but it is delivering power to the external load. So this is about the constructional details, but when we see the exact picture of this one, so this is the particular solar cell where this is the top layer is a N type silicon material, and P region is the below region, we call it as a P region. In between them we have a junction. The top layer is N layer and the bottom layer is a P layer. In between we have a, so this call it as a junction. So here the light energy falls on a particular N region. And one more constructional feature we need to add over here is that is, so always this N layer is made thinner compared to that of a P layer. So the reason for the making this N layer thinner compared to the P layer is whatever the light which is falls on the particular N region, it has to go till the depletion region, because depletion region where the electron hole pair will be created. So it has to deplete up to the depletion region. If the N layer is thicker means, so the light intensity will decrease. For that reason the N layer is made thinner compared to the P layer. Understanding now? Here the top layer N region is made thinner compared to the P region. The reason for this one is the light energy which falls on a particular N region, it has to penetrate, it has to reach till the depletion region, because there only we have a junction. So there only the electron hole pair will be generated. So if this is thicker means, so the light intensity, the energy it will loses. So for that reason N layer is made thinner compared to the P region. So on top of this N layer we have one more structure, that is a metal finger. As you can see over here, these are the metal fingers. So the reason for adding this metal fingers is the carriers are extracted by the metal electrodes on either side. A finger electrode is used on top to make the electrical contact, so that there is a sufficient surface for the light to penetrate. So what it says here, these are nothing but a metal finger. The reason for adding this metal finger is, so we know in case of a P and N region, so here when electron concentration increases, it has to move to the external load. So electron will try to accumulate at the same point. So what happens, there will because of the same polarity, so there will be a increase in the resistance. In order to avoid that, we are using a metal finger. For example, if there is an electron means, that electron will get attracted towards this metallic electrode. If there is an electron over here means, that will attracted towards this metal electrode. So that electron, absorbed electron, it forms a contact, external contact. So you can ask me one question. So if this is a metallic fingers, so how we can place that metallic fingers on the top of this P region? So the placing of the metallic fingers on top of this N layer, it should be such a way that there should be enough space for the light to fall on a particular N region. So as you can see over here, so when a light is falling in this particular region, here also the light is falling on this particular region. So because of that, electron concentration will increase in particular N region, and that electron will get absorbed to the particular metal electrode, and that will makes one contact for external purpose. Getting my point, no? So these metallic fingers are placed in such a way that it should not occupy the entire surface of the N region. So because the principle is based on the solar, so light has to fall on particular N region. In such a way, the metallic fingers are placed on the N region. So what it says, N region is made thinner compared to the P region, and metallic fingers are placed in such a way that enough energy, enough light energy should fall on the N region. This is about the constructional features of the solar cell. So but in textbook, so this figure they mentioned in a textbook. You have in your internal as well as in external, you have to draw this particular figure. So this is the N region, and this is a P region in between. So we call it as a junction. So here we have a junction. This is N layer and this is P layer, and here is the space where the light energy will fall on the particular N region. So that light energy which fall on the particular N region should be greater than Eg. So then only the electron hole pair will be generated. Eg is nothing but an energy gap between the valence band and conduction band. That gap is a energy gap. So the light energy which falls on a particular N layer should be greater than the energy band gap. So these are the metal fingers, metal layers. So on top of this there is a one anti-reflecting layer is there. So this anti-reflecting layer, the reason for adding this anti-reflective layer on top of this p-n junction is when a light falls on a particular layer, some of the light may reflected back. In order to avoid that one, so here anti-reflecting layer is added. In order to utilize whatever the light energy which falls on a N region, it has to utilize all energy. The whatever the energy which falls on, it should not reflect back. If it reflect back means the entire light energy it is not absorbing. In order to avoid that, anti-reflecting layer is it's like a coating on the top of the N region. So this is the simple figure that you have to draw in your internal as well as a external. So this figure is nothing but a metallic fingers that will be placed on the top of the N layer. Now graphically, if we want to explain the solar cell, in last class we studied the p-n junction, that is when we operate a p and n junction in a fourth quadrant. So the same graph here we are explaining again. If a p and n junction without an external supply, if we connect that to external resistance, and if light falls on a particular, that is in a photodiode that we explained here, the same thing again. Without external source, the p-n junction is operated by applying a light energy. Then it acts like it is not absorbing energy, but it is delivering energy to the external load. So this is a fourth quadrant operation of the p-n junction. Here you can see the fourth quadrant operation. So the same thing, that is a mirror image of this particular graph. Here on a x-axis the same voltage, there is a positive voltage is there. Here also the positive voltage. On a y-axis, so here it is operated in a fourth quadrant. So fourth quadrant in a sense, if this is a forward current IF, here will be the reverse current. So that current is a IR. So same graph is represented again over here. That is a fourth quadrant operation itself. So as you can see, on y-axis we have that is a reverse current. So ISC and VOC. So if we point ISC and VOC, these are operating properties of the particular P and N junction. That is a short circuit current and open circuit current. So that is a property of the particular P and N junction. So if we conduct a short circuit test and open circuit test on a particular P and N junction, we will be getting a VOC and IOC. If we join that one, so this will be the particular graph. So now, as we are dealing with a solar cell, the maximum power that is delivered by the particular solar cell will be Vm and Im. That is the product of Vm and Im. But actually, the solar cell is a energy producing device. So the maximum power which is produced by this solar cell is a product of the voltage and current. Which voltage? That is this VOC open circuit voltage, and the current is nothing but a ISC current. But practically it won't be same as that of VOC and ISC. It will be lesser. So this is the operating area, the maximum power that can be delivered by this particular solar cell. The maximum power delivered to the load by the solar cell occurs when the product of VIR is maximum. But as you can see from the figure, the Vm is not same as Voc and Im is not same as Isc. So there is a gap. Here you can see. So this is the gap. So this gap we call it as a, that gap is again called by this factor, that is a fill factor. So this fill factor is nothing but a product of Vm and Im and Voc by Isc. So actual power delivered by the particular p-n junction to the ideal power which can be delivered by the particular p and n junction. So this is about